In order to live a life where we are not focusing on performance, but on a purpose for which that we were saved and brought into this relationship with a living God, we're going to have to think differently. Jesus thought differently. Jesus taught differently. The New Testament teaches differently. And we're going to have to think in ways that we don't always like as human beings. You see, all of us like to measure our performance. We all like to think we're doing all right. It makes us feel good. So when I stop doing something that I shouldn't be doing, I feel better. When I do something that I shouldn't be doing, naturally I feel bad about it. Or when I've learnt this and done this and gone there, it's a way of giving myself a pat on the back. And all of us kind of like to flex our achievements. But God is looking for a heart that's captivated by his purpose. He's not focusing on the fruit. The fruit comes from the heart. And I'm going to let you into a little secret here, and this is slightly off piece, but it's in my notes and it's there for the right reason. Something that I think is fundamental to understanding how we're going to grow and how we're going to grasp things and how life's going to be changed by the glorious grace of the gospel of God. When you worry less about your performance and more about Jesus, when you're thinking upon him and considering his words and looking to him as the source, hope, and power of your transformation, you will experience a sheer grace that is more beautiful and less, in fact, more vision entrancing and more consuming of your thoughts and your affections and therefore your emotions than the sin that you are so focused on that keeps entangling you and becoming a problem. When you focus on him, the other things drop off. When you're focused on the problem, you lose sight of Jesus and you become neurotic about the problem. And you drive yourself into a circle, friends, and I don't think that's how God wants us to live. I think as he transforms our hearts, things begin to change. We become convicted by his word. We become transformed by his spirit. The affections of our hearts change and things begin to move forward. But even as I say that, which should be the most liberating thing because that is the gospel of grace, that the Spirit of God transforms us because of the death of the Son of God at the pleasure of God the Father. That is the core of the gospel that's at work in us. Most of us are freaking out. As we consider our lives, we're kind of caught in this cycle of performance that has to be broken in order to live lives that are fruitful. Has to be. So those anxious thoughts that may be running through your mind now have tripped you out and put you on the day that you're going to die need to be laid to one side for a moment this morning. So we let the root and branch of our text flow out into what's going on. Because my prayer for you is this: by the time that we have done, we as Christians, as God's church, will begin to move forward in grace and live in a significantly different manner than we've been living. Because only then will you actually be able to use all of your life in its Christ-glorifying, soul-satisfying potential